I'm Kate Logan, and I'm the director and producer of Kidnap for Christ, and I'm a Biola alumni. So I actually started Kidnap for Christ as a student here at Biola, and it is a story about it's a documentary about a school in the Dominican Republic that purported to treat troubled teens from the United States. It turned out that the school was very cult-like and abusive, and we ended up following the stories of several students and what they went through while they were down at the school. I actually started the film as my senior thesis project for the Biola. It was, at the time, it was the radio, television, and film program. And I thought that it would be a short, heartwarming documentary about rough and tumble teens getting their lives back on track and learning about another culture. When I got down to the school, I realized that the story was very different, as the school was using a lot of abusive techniques to try to change the children that were in their care, and so it became a completely different and much bigger story than I ever anticipated. I think the really striking thing about it is that a lot of the people that worked for Escuela Grieve were not unlike myself and my peers at Biola. And I think that was really kind of eye-opening and scary for me, that in certain environments people can really end up doing things that they wouldn't do in other situations, and that just being a Christian organization doesn't make anyone immune to really doing things that are damaging to others. And so I think that, coming from a Christian community kind of prepared me in a way to be able to speak the language and understand what the staff like they were saying and doing, but also trying to recognize that things had really gone awry there as well. Well, I originally thought the film would be maybe 10 minutes. As soon as I realized what was really going on at the school, I knew it was probably going to be a feature. So I kind of, I threw out the window the idea that I would finish anything by the time I was done at Biola. And I had professors that fortunately saw the same thing, the story as I did, and let me get away with just working on little pieces of it and giving me credit for what I did, knowing that it was going to be a much bigger story. But it was hard not really having any clue what I was doing, or any funding, or any contacts in the industry. It took me a little longer to get it done, but fortunately I was able to find a lot of people that really believed in the story, that had more experience, and also believed in me as a director and producer, and were able to be a part of the team that eventually got the film done. Finally, after much resistance on my part, I realized it just made sense to put myself in the film, and did so minimally at first, and then built on it right to the point where I was like, okay, that's enough, that's all we need. But I think I eventually just started seeing myself as a character, especially because I was viewing myself, at least 4 years back. I didn't even think of myself as Kate when we were editing my scenes. It was like, okay, this is Kate in this movie at this time. And it was all true to myself and what I was going through, but I just started thinking of myself as a character and not as me as a person. I didn't care about how I looked or how I sounded. It was just whatever I needed to do to push the story forward. In certain situations, we can all end up doing things that really hurt each other and that we really regret. And so for everyone to, in everything we do, just always examine what the results of what you're doing are. On a really big, meta perspective, that's